All right. We are live here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious. And I'm gonna before we dive into the watch alongs, I'm gonna wait and let some folks roll in here. I know a fair number of the regulars are looking forward to this one today. I've been looking forward to this one today, so this should be a good time. We are doing a classic watch along of some late 80s, early 90s monster trucks. This should be an absolute blast. It's something we've talked about doing here on the channel for quite some time. So psyched to be able to finally make it happen here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I got a few things queued up here. We're gonna play with the audio a bit, make sure we got all the levels right so that you can hear what we're watching and you can see me as well. And that I'm not talking over everything too much. All right. Looks like we got some folks rolling in here. Glad to see it. Hey, there's Adam NX67 Power Tracks, the most powerful sport on earth, brings you Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. I definitely have a bit of that lined up here. I've got a bunch of things lined up. There's no way we get to all of it on this stream, and that's fine by me. We're gonna save it. We're gonna do this a few more times. This won't be the only one. And hey, shouts out to hey Cody Brooks rolling in for the Monster Truck Watch Along. Uh, Shouts out to the folks who run some of these YouTube channels who have really compiled an incredible library of monster trucks. It's incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more monster truck streams, and I don't think anyone's gonna be opposed to that. I jokingly just posted, hey, I'm out here living the gimmick. That's really what this stream is. It's just me absolutely living my gimmick. And as usual, a little bit of iced coffee at 7:30 at night. Because when I'm done with the stream here, it'll be workout time. Doing just core tonight, which means I get to be a little more intense about it than normal. But we're gonna hop right in. We're gonna jump right into to what we've got planned here, and we're gonna hop over. I'm switching inputs here. There we go. All right. And I bring you now. So you're going to be bouncing back and forth between monster trucks and blood and guts. Oh, that's right. Big night on AEW tonight. I bring you now to 1989, Louisville, Kentucky. TNT Monster Truck Challenge. This is day 2 of the races in Louisville. With Richard, that's right, with Richard Leak on screen. I'm going to be watching the chat. Let me know how the levels are, how the volume is. If you can't hear the actual show, if you can't hear me, if the two competing are getting to be a bit much, let me know and I can adjust volumes. But here we go. We're going to dive in. 1989 TNT Monster Truck Challenge, day 2 of Louisville, Kentucky. And those who know Louisville know that this is one of the most interesting tracks of that era.
Hi, everyone. I'm Richard Leak. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the next stop on the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge, up next on ESPN. And welcome to Power Tracks. For the first time of 1989, we have moved outside. It's a beautiful day in Louisville, Kentucky. But Army Armstrong, we're talking about racing a new breed with these monsters because
I'm already pausing. The dream team. The dream team of announcers, Richard Leak and Army Armstrong. Let's go. We're already and look at the fashion here. Look at the short sleeve button up on Army Armstrong, tucked into his khakis for a day at the racetrack. And Richard Leak with his like almost it's got to be 3/4 sleeve but rolled up like semi long sleeve polo with the thick stripes. Boy, that is some late 90s or late 80s, early 90s fashion, buddy. Woo.
outdoors, it's nothing like indoors.
No, it's a whole new world. Indoors, we just came off the winter tour. They've been running straight over cars, about a 400-foot long track. this track a half-mile in length. They're going to have to run the inside and the outside. If you start on the inside, you must finish in the outside lane. It's set up like a figure eight. They're going to have to jump 30 cars, not once, but twice, in order to determine who will advance into the next round, Richard.
And so the track is going to be tough.
30 cars in the middle. Let's go.
Leader Dennis Anderson is not going to be here due to a recent breakdown with the gravedigger. So the favorite today is going to be this gentleman here, David Morris, the driver of the Equalizer. Now, he's only a rookie on the circuit, but he's number 2 in the national point standings. And
I won't give anything away.
Going outside, we're used to seeing your power on a straight shot. How are you going to?
I won't give anything away about my shoot name, but I was always a big David Morris fan because it was nice to see a David represented in monster trucks.
He's going to use a good strategy with it.
But you'll be ready to rock and roll.
I'll be ready.
All right, so David Morris, Equalizer, is ready. Army is ready. I'm ready. We're going to be back with first round action.
Hey, Rye, welcome, welcome. Dandy David Morris, another gentleman racer. Absolutely. The figure eight Louisville course, man.
On my old Kentucky home, welcome everybody to the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge from the Louisville Motor Speedway. We have a capacity crowd on hand on a very hot, sunshiny afternoon, and we are about ready to go.
The Kentuckians turning out for this one. And look at that, we got to be Clark Bennett in the Clydesdale machine, right? Okay, they're running us through what we had before. These are all the first round races they're putting up. Love these graphics. Pink Pony Club for the theme for Clydesdale. Oh, I love that. Anyone else just see the video that surfaced of Will Forte and Weird Al Yankovic doing Pink Pony Club live? It's incredible.
Is going to see the best in monster truck racing as the TNT Motorsports. By the way, Louisville is the home of TNT Motorsports. Going to put on a tremendous show, and like you say, the crowd here, fantastic at Louisville Motor Speedway.
And our first race is going to have the Thunder Chicken and Kid Raring. It's a new truck up against Clydesdale and Bennett Clark, and this is a figure eight track, remember, so it's going to be a long race time-wise, and on the inside, Bennett's got the edge.
Okay, now Bennett's going to start off on the inside. He'll finish the course on the outside. Kid Raring driving the new Thunder Chicken truck. Thunder Chicken truck was not able to make a gear selection that he needed, and really, I'm going to go ahead and say that Clydesdale is going to advance into the next round due to the gearing problem they're having with the Thunder Chicken. Now, the Chicken will have the inside course or the short way around for the last half of the race, Richard Lee.
The Thunder Chicken right now, Army, looking a little bit more like a wounded chicken.
Oh, no. That's a bit of commentary that's worrisome.
He approaches the ramp, he backs down a little bit and makes it over easily.
That's true. This is the battle of the farm animals. We got Clydesdale taking on Thunder Chicken.
He advances into the quarterfinals.
So you keep an eye on that Georgia truck, the Clydesdale. That long wheelbase might just be the ticket on this long course, Richard.
Bennett Clark had a power.
For me, the all pink Clydesdale had it for me. That's what he looked like when they made the tough tracks toy.
Marvin, of course, is out of Arnold, Missouri, and he is taking a
Then he's going to go right
Saw the Corey Taylor video.
about him being legal for this run. So the Chevrolet, the Stomper, and Marvin Smith will be back in the next round of elimination.
No matter what happens here, I guarantee you the Outlaw will be disqualified.
I was disqualified, which is fine by me, because as Adam NX67 just said, we don't talk about Outlaw. It's an appropriate name. Don't anybody go Googling the driver of Outlaw. He's a stain on the industry. He's the Joey Ryan of monster trucks.
He's an up-and-comer. We'll be seeing a lot of him in 1989.
All right, so a bad day
Here we go.
the Outlaw. So one Ford is out of it. Maybe this
Two
Ford.
classics of the era.
John Moore, no problem, out of
We
LaFayette,
got
Tennessee.
John Moore, no problem, and David Morris in the Equalizer. This Equalizer has been refurbished and is at the Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum.
Morris leaves like a rocket on the starting line. Works the inside of the truck.
And I'm thankful I was able to get my picture with it, because some of these older trucks you can't see them anymore. Now Thunder Chicken, which we just saw, also taken care of and put Chris Mormanis of Foul Play Motorsports bought the old truck and brought it back like new and brings it out occasionally to shows. He's become a friend online. We've done some toy trades. I've made him some custom 3D toys.
Yeah, he backed out of the throttle just a little bit. He knows where the no problem Ford is. He's going into the next.
Equalizer made short work of no problem.
Will completely go over that truck.
Boy, that no problem truck was always bouncy, huh?
Racing at Louisville, you
Again, in the chat, let me know if the levels are okay. If we can hear the show, if we can hear me, if one or the other is too loud, let me know.
Welcome back to Louisville Motor Speedway, the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. You see Jim Miller, the driver of the Barbarian Ford out of Nokomis, Illinois. He is getting a bye run in the first round because the Gravedigger and Dennis Anderson, who he was supposed to race against, they broke a steering line in qualifying. They are out of the competition, so Jim Miller is going to move on easily, Army.
Well, it's a tough break for the Gravedigger fans as we go across the country, Richard. You know the Gravedigger, one of the most popular trucks, but this is professional motorsport racing. You take your shot at what's laying on the table. Barbarian made the call, the Gravedigger did not. Kind of an interesting situation. This kid will be back.
We're opening the episode with Gravedigger, or opening this stream with a show where Gravedigger didn't even make it onto the track. You know, this was one of the big differences of monster trucks in this era versus now is now they have touring 5 or 6 Gravediggers across the country, and they have more in reserve back at the shop. So if one of the trucks is broken, they just bring a fresh one out the next weekend. Some big shows they'll bring 2 Gravediggers just in case. That's been known to happen. But in this era, they only had the one truck at a given time, unless you were Bigfoot, you only had one truck at a time. Um, and yeah, if something happened, that was it. You sat out the rest of the event, you know. John Moore, R.I.P. One of the beloved good guys of monster trucks. I was always conservative with his stuff, mainly between 87 to early 89. Once he got some good parts and stuff, he was very competitive. Yes, he went very easy on his machines in the early days, which a lot of the guys did because these things were not built to jump over cars. They weren't built to race. They weren't really built to compete for a long time. In the 80's, most of the trucks were built more as like show pieces. They were show and shine vehicles. When you look at Awesome Kong 2, when you look at the original USA 1, these were trucks that, yeah, they could do it. They could get it done, but they were show pieces and they were gorgeous.
And no problem is one of the shortest trucks on the circuit. I think the short truck will have an
We
advantage.
see here no problem getting a second shot as a fast loser coming up against Clydesdale. Clydesdale has left him far behind, but no problem gets the inside track on this last leg. There it is. He's making up that distance. God, I love this track. Now, it just matters if he can cut that turn and keep his speed up. Clydesdale swung way wide. Now, that wild run for Clydesdale, they say he advances. I don't know. I don't know what their rules were for this track. He swung way wide. To me, he was out of lane. And the way he came across the cars felt like he was a little out of lane too. But and here we see the unspeakable also getting a second run. He was the second fast loser. Yeah, see, I agree with Adam NXX7. I think that probably should have been a DQ. I think he was swerving into the no problem lane. Yeah, we're gonna scooch ahead just a little bit, get this guy off the screen. Less we see him, less we think about him, the better. Yeah, I know Barbarian is an OG monster here, and he's very slow. I'm still cheering for him for obvious reasons. Also, who doesn't love a bright orange monster truck? Now, he's in a rough spot. He's already behind, and now he's in the outside lane on the back half, so the likelihood of him catching up is not great. Now, as we talk about the outlaw truck, that's Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. Now, talking about the outlaw truck, though, the truck didn't do anything wrong. This era of the Jersey Outlaw truck was one that I don't really recall seeing as a kid. I saw when he got the gray and black paint scheme that they still run today. There still is a version of that truck that runs today. Okay, here we go. Here we go. get a look, get a look at our boy here. Now we talk about I think it was Rye who said in the chat the other day when we saw a clip of some old monster truck guy. Rye said, "Now there's a guy whose name looks like he sound, or there's a guy whose name sounds like he looks, and a guy who looks like his name sounds." And that, I mean, look at Bennett Clark. That is, he was only in his mid-20s at this time. What? Oh, it was Nikki. Okay, Bobby Gilbert remembers. Hey, Bobby Gilbert. You've been a little quiet in the chat, sneaking in here. I know you've been transfixed on the trucks. You got to focus. And I've paused what we're doing here because I'm stealing a screen grab of Bennett Clark here. Just gonna do a little posting while we're streaming the show here. We got to get a little monster trucks without context.
Back there cooling it down right now. You got about 10 minutes. Will you be cool enough to go back into the lanes for the next round?
I think we can get it down around 190, 200 degrees. It's going to be hot on it for the next round.
And now we're going to find out who is going to be our other semifinalist.
There we go.
The Stomper
Bennett Clark, the original master of cowboy.
88 Chevrolet or the
Oh, God, I love that Thunder Chicken truck. It's amazing that that thing has been restored and you can still see it looking like that today. I had the best poster. When I was a kid, I had this incredible Thunder Chicken poster on my wall.
You and I would run only low gear in a straight shift car. You watch it, he cannot really.
Now, and what a classic TNT matchup this is. Thunder Chicken and Stomper. Let's go.
and might want to make a point also. This is actually kid's first race in the Thunder Chicken.
See, I'm gonna find the picture of the poster I used to have. There it is.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the combination together, but I tell you, he's really impressing me. He's
It's
not
a tiny version of that picture.
making everybody earn everything they've got to get past him with.
But it looks like an easy win for the Stomper of Starvin Marvin Smith as he heads to the last set
There
of
we
truck
go.
cars, and he slows down quite a bit to go up over.
Yeah, I think that he was aware of the.
Boy, the Stomper truck was a real. I believe this is Stomper 2. I believe this is Stomper 2 that we're seeing here.
And you have finally found Mike
The Mr. Rain 231. Hey, thanks for coming by. Getting ready for a busy weekend. You got a lot going on this weekend? We're gonna skip on by the unspeakable man. I am gonna real quick. I'm gonna pop you over and show you guys. This was the poster I had as a kid. That was the poster I had on my wall as a kid of Thunder Chicken. And I'm certain that rolled up in a tube somewhere, my parents probably still have it. Boy, I gotta get over their house, see if I can get it back. All right, back to the action here. We got Gary Porter, the lone wolf, Wadesboro, North Carolina.
to see Gary actually in a side-by-side race because he was top qualifier. He got a
Mr. Rain, this is 1989. This is Louisville, Kentucky, at the big figure 8 course that the monster trucks used to race on. Yeah, Gary Porter, the consistent Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. I got my picture with Carolina Crusher with this, and I wear wrestling trunks based on Carolina Crushers. So this is a truck that matters to me. But these are two trucks I've seen recently, still assembled. Boy, that equalizer is hauling, boy. Although Carolina, oh, see now he's cut on the infield there. To me, that's a DQ. Yeah, he called it. He called it. That's right. Gary Porter later became a gravedigger driver. Originally, he and Dennis were essentially feuding. They were rivals because they were the two North Carolina boys. We had Gary from Wadesboro, North Carolina, and Dennis from Kill Devil Hills. Wink, wink, kayfabe. But yeah, it was rare you would see a show where one was there and not the other because geographically their travel always lined up to be booked on a lot of the same shows. Look at this guy.
I want to win bad. I tell you, I want to give him all he wants. I hope to beat him.
Boy, hot day in Louisville. He looks like he's been sweating under that helmet. Sturvin Marvin Smith about to take the unspeakable out of this race. Yeah, there he goes. He gave up. Good, good. Yeah, swerve lanes and give up, pal. Get out of here. No one wants to see you. Take it home, Clydesdale. You gotta finish this race, get that helmet off, and throw that sick cowboy hat back on. Good, good. Get him out of there. Nothing but trouble, that one. Bobby Gilbert, you can look him up. We won't get into it on stream. I can send you a message. Um, yeah, I can shoot you a message. We won't get into it on stream. I've been I just shot you a message over on the Bird app. There, yeah. Hang on, we're I'm doing a lot of screen grabs today because I mean, look at this. Awesome. Fantastic. Here we go. We'll keep it moving. Clydesdale 2 would be what Pinkie Pie would be driving.
Okay, now what is your power range? You running a big block supercharged engine on alcohol? What do you like to run that engine at? What RPM?
Hill Devil Hills ain't big enough for a monster truck garage. Yo, it's Mr. Man, you speaking the truth. But it's just such a perfect. There was a while. I don't know. You might remember this because you're sort of in the right area to have seen me and Rip teaming in this era. There was a time when Rip Bison and Perry Von Vicious as Mad were billed as being from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. And there was a time when I was really playing the Uncle Sid's favorite nephew gimmick and I was crazy, where I was from the Kill Devil Hills Sanitarium. So, yeah, I've dabbled in taking that as a hometown. Oof. Now, Equalizer's going to get a big lead on the inside here, and he's a fast truck. But on that, wow, that's a big lead. That's a 4 or 5 truck length lead. Holy cow. He got a rough bounce off the cars. Stomper could make up some difference on this inside lane, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not looking good for Stomper. Boy, they kick up some dust, huh? Oh, yeah. It's all over. David Morris with the big win at Equalizer. Whoa. Stomper almost took it over there, high-siding.
Disastrous in this sport. Well, we are just about set to rock and roll with the championship at the Louisville Motor Speedway. It will be the Equalizer against Bennett, Clark, and Clydesdale. Power Tracks and the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge from the Louisville Motor Speedway in Kentucky. And an interesting contrast in trucks. We've got Bennett, Clark.
All right, here we go. The finals. These are definitely the 2 fastest trucks. They deserve to be in the finals here. No one came close to the way they ran in this series. You know, I haven't watched everything we're going to watch. I really hope Casper's on one of the episodes that I pulled up. Oh boy. Oh man, they're close coming into this last section. it's going to be close.
Champion. Richard, what does it look like from your viewpoint?
I saw David
Ah,
turn around, look over his shoulder to see where Bennett was, and he is going to get the win.
Clydesdale couldn't quite make up that ground at the end there.
Year in monster truck racing knocks off Bennett Clark, 32 years of age, 4 years in a monster truck.
Heck of a run there. All right, I'm going to pause that. We're going to jump right back to this in a second. Let's see here. There we go. I'm hopping between different pictures here. There we go. So great first event. Wonder if any of the truck enthusiasts in here would know, besides the Andersons, any other famous monster truck families within this era. I mean, I happened to just pull up a picture, right? I mean, right here you got this is from this summer. This is me with Black Stallion and the the Vaughters family. Mike Vaughters, who ran Black Stallion, early era monster trucks, OG monster trucks, really. His wife drove Boogie Van. That was Pam Vaughters. And their son, Mikey Vaughters Jr., he drives Overkill Evolution now. So that's the second monster truck family I usually think of. I know there are others. I mean, obviously the Chandlers, Marilyn Chandler drove Ms. Bigfoot, and Bob built and originally drove the first Bigfoot before Jim Kramer essentially took over as the driver because Bob was too busy running the business. You know, it's monster trucks aren't an easy business. All right, a great first event to watch here. I thought that was a lot of fun. Again, I'll be watching the chat. Let me know if you're not hearing the show enough, if you're hearing the show too much, if I'm talking over it too much. Just keep me posted. Um, and this next thing, I'm trying to break up a little bit of what we see here. Trying to break some things up because we have full racing events. We're gonna watch a few of those, and that there's some like kind of different stuff that they used to have during these events. They used to have I mean, I've been trying to come up with a way to describe it, but basically sketches. Like this is like it's like storytelling. Uh, there's a couple that I've saved. This one though will hit particularly close to home for all of us because we are watching the Twitch channel of a monster truck enthusiast professional wrestler. And this is a crossover between pro wrestling and monster trucks. This is I believe from 19 I want to say this was 89. This might have been 90. And this is from the Blood, Sweat, and Gears VHS, home VHS that was sold. And I'm so psyched to watch this on the stream. We've talked about it on the stream a few times, and I'm very excited to finally watch it together. So here we go.
Far, Bigfoot has stomped the competition. But how long can it last?
That's right. Adam NX67 knows. Look at the Skull Crusher. This whole segment is bonkers. So if you can't hear it, let me know. I will turn it up more.
Not all of Bigfoot's challenges come from machines. There's a new competitor in town. A
87 to
heavyweight
88.
wrestling
Yeah, I
champ
think you're right because
and
he
a
was in the
hero to
AWA.
millions nationwide.
It's Sergeant Slaughter! Sergeant Slaughter!
It's Sergeant Slaughter, and as you'll soon see, he's got his sights aimed at the Monster King too. So look out, Bigfoot.
Hold it, you're getting all bogged down talking about those machines again. Bigfoot, we're gunning for you. Yeah. Your history dismissed.
Hang on.
We're gunning for you. Yeah.
What?
Your history.
This sounds beautifully so far, so good. Okay, thank you, Mr. Rain. I appreciate it.
Sergeant Slaughter won't take no for an answer. He's indeed ready to take on Bigfoot.
Grab that rope and pull it tight. Grab that rope and pull it tight. Monster truck going down tonight. Monster truck going down tonight. Sound of 1, 2,
This was on a VHS of monster truck stuff sold to little kids. Look at this.
3, 4. Battle Battalion, halt!
He and his hand-picked battle battalion have spent the week in intensive training.
Very nice, squad leader.
Here's the reason why.
As you know, Battle Battalion, you have been trained for a very hard mission. This tug-of-war contest is man versus machine. It's America versus machine. We are sick and tired of losing our jobs to the computer, to the robot. We have to beat that monster truck. The machine cannot rule this world. We're outweighing.
I'm constantly, whenever I watch this now, I see what Adam at X67 saying. Whenever I watch this, I'm trying to see like what wrestlers do I recognize here? Like what like job guys might have been there, or like, what lesser known AWA guys did he pull in for this? Yeah, Sarge showing his combat experience here, sips tea.
Outpowered, but we love the odds, don't we?
The United States Hot Rod Association is proud to present the latest in the contest of man versus machine in a knockdown, drag-out tug-of-war.
So corny.
And now,
Amazing.
introducing America's favorite hero, the AWA heavyweight champion, Sergeant Slaughter.
If ever there was a human with a face that was dying to be made into a cartoon character.
164 pounds, his battling battalion.
Look at these outfits. The cross suspenders. Suspenders with no shirt.
All right, and now, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 15,000 pounds, the one, the only, the undisputed king of beasts. Here he comes, Bigfoot!
The people love Bigfoot. Yeah, seriously.
Here they are, our two contestants for tonight. Gentlemen, by the rules that you have both agreed to, set down by the United States Hot Rod Association, this contest will consist of 3 rounds, each of 30 seconds apiece. Bigfoot will be allowed to use its rear wheels here on the concrete, while the Battle Battalion will have the advantage of the dirt. Gentlemen, if you will at this time shake hands. And
I mean, we say what we will. Jim Kramer looks astonishingly similar to my dear friend, frequent tag partner, frequent opponent Levi Shapiro. They look a lot alike, and to see these two shaking hands feels like a weird crossover event.
may the best contestant
I
win.
believe this is Bigfoot 4. I want to say it's 4.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see what they're going to do here. They're getting their muscles
No, I
warmed
haven't.
up. They're
Uh-oh.
getting ready to
Uh-oh.
go. The Battle Battalion. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy cow, look at what they're doing. Oh, boy, the sparks are going to fly here in just a minute. The Battle Battalion, they are ready. They are ready. They're
I love that that's a feat of strength that they're showing. There's like 25 of them pushing that car over. Like, I'm pretty sure Rip and I could have done that on our own. Like, you got a lot of them doing it. Bobby Gilbert is marking out for Blood and Guts. I'm sad I'm missing it, but I'll catch it later.
going to need it. All right. Bigfoot is ready.
Willow Nightingale is a national treasure.
All right, now, there's going to be 3 heats. 3 heats. They will be 30 seconds apiece. Sergeant Slaughter, looks like you're just about ready. When I get the go-ahead, are your men ready?
I want to address something real quick. I know I keep pausing this. I see people in the groups on Facebook, the monster truck groups, all these like old guys, like guys my age and a little bit older, saying things like, Why's Monster Jam try to make everything for little kids now? Oh, why's the Hot Wheels tours just for little kids? Why's Bigfoot trying to make everything for little kids? I'm sorry. Are you watching this and telling me this was for grown-ups? Like, what are we talking about? It's always been like in a large in a large way for kids. Like, come on. Or in my case, big kids. I'm just a big kid. So,
Sergeant Slaughter, you're ready. All right. Jim Kramer, are you ready? All right. Timekeepers.
agreed, Adam. Agreed.
The horn.
Here we go. Rear wheel drive on Bigfoot and like 25 dudes on the ropes.
All right. Here we go.
Sarge not helping. They didn't pay him enough to grab the rope. That's right. Blood, sweat, and gears. The OG blood and guts.
First heat, end of the first heat. What's the matter here? What's the matter?
God! He can't hear! He's got a helmet on and the engine! He jumped the gun on our battalion! He jumped the gun on my battalion!
Agreed,
Bigfoot
Bobby.
will be the official winner of the first heat. All right, Sergeant Slaughter, get your men back in line, get them prepared for the next heat. First heat goes to Bigfoot. All right, second heat coming up. All right, Sergeant Slaughter, get your men back into
Classic
position
80's
here.
heel.
Get your men back into position. Sergeant Slaughter, are your men ready? All right. Jim Kramer, start your engine, please. Scorekeepers! Go! Here we go! You better pull! Whoa! He fell out! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a
Oh,
minute!
you can't throw dirt at Jim Kramer. How dare you?
What's going on here? Hey! 3 seconds to go! 2 seconds to go! All right, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute now! Hey, wait a minute! 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 Wait a minute now. Let's.
I like that Jim Kramer pushed him and he sold it. Outstanding.
I'm talking to you, boy! Get back on the battalion! Get back on the battalion! Back on the rope! Massage! Don't bump me! Get back on the rope!
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Hey, let's. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Let's get it. Let's get him back to the.
Back on the rope, brother! Back on the rope! Back on the rope! Back on the rope over there! Get back on the rope!
Oh, this guy's taking bumps all over the place. He must be getting a good payday for this. Look at Sarge's boots.
Let's see. Let me talk over here.
Now get up and get over that wall!
All right, Sergeant Slaughter.
I love the idea of 10 push-ups being a
The Battle
punishment.
Battalion will be awarded that heat.
It might have been
Rip
legal,
10
but it
push-ups
wasn't
off
fair.
without thinking about it.
I think we should do it over.
I understand that. I understand that perfectly. But as you know, we went through a long, lengthy agreement prior to this contest. By the rules that were set down before the contest, the officials will give this particular heat to the Battle Battalion. 30 seconds remains. Everybody get ready. Get ready to go for the final heat. Scoreboards are set. All right, now let's make sure that the
Right, they're
sergeant's
tied.
gonna
They're
take part
tied
in this
going
one.
into the
Are
final
you
round
ready?
of tug of
Jim
war.
Kramer, you are ready. Scorekeeper. Here we go. Final heat. Final time. Who's it going to be? contest is over. The determination of the third heat is that was a draw. That was a draw. Now, here's how
Unbelievable.
the contest is going to be decided. You, all of you here in the Coliseum, will be the deciding factor of tonight's contest. First of all, how many think that the winner of the event was Bigfoot?
What do we think in the chat? What do we think in the chat? Who do we see as having won here?
The winner of the contest was Sergeant Slaughter.
Now I'm curious. I want to know. Putting a poll in the chat. Let's see. I want to find out. I want to see who won. Get your votes in. Let's see. Could have been Bigfoot. Could have been Sarge. I feel like around here. Let's see. I want to see the numbers in the poll. But I feel like in our chat it's going to be a little one-sided. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, looks like a clean sweep as the poll gets to near completion here. And there it is, Bigfoot. Bigfoot with the clean sweep in the chat. And it's hard to disagree. All right. All right. I'm gonna pick which of our episodes we're gonna watch next. And I'm not gonna put another poll in the chat. I'm just gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna watch the chat. I'm gonna see what we say. We can do another 89 event, a different 1989 event. We can jump ahead to 1994, the Penda Points series. We can go to 92 in Minneapolis. Or I got a 1990 in San Diego. What do we think? What's your heart tell you? What are we looking at? We got 90, 89, 92, 94. First option, first one who puts it in the chat gets it. Adam and XX7 said 88. Let me see. Where's my did I say I had an 88? I do not have an 88. I've got 89s. Let's see. Bobby Gilbert says 90. Mr. Rain says 90 sounds crispy. Okay, we're gonna go with 90. Let me there it is. Ooh, I got 2 in the 90s. Oh, that's a tough call. I think we're gonna go with, because it's a thing that everyone loves now, right? 90 had some good stuff. Perfect. Now 90, we all talk about Monster Jam World Finals. That's like a big deal to everybody, right? Well, we're gonna cut to the 1990 United States Hot Rod Association World Finals in let's see, where is this? This is Rosemont, Illinois, Chicago. The Rosemont Horizon in Chicago.
Patrol. Number 1.
I'm here to see
That's right. There's going to be some mud bogs mixed in. Look at these kids. Look at that shirt.
I hope Bigfoot wins.
Yo, okay, hang on. We got to get some screen grabs here. Look at that. Come on. She hit a gusher. Yeah. All right, hang on. This is come on. Let's go 1990s Chicago.
I'm here to see Bigfoot, and I hope Bigfoot wins.
Oh man. What a look. Amazing. A tie-dye with monster trucks. Hey, you know, Adam NX67, I've heard worse ideas. Wow, look at that merch stand. Yo. I'm I'm a big sucker for merch stands. Like I'm always watching merchandise stands. Anytime I go to a concert, I try to get like pictures of how the merch tables are set up. It's something I obsess with.
National Points Final. I'm Brett Kevner, along with Jerry Devine. We'll be bringing you the action from what Jerry is basically turning out to be a war. We've already seen the Super Modified Mud title wrapped up, but it's the monster truck battle that's going to go down to the wire.
You can better believe that. There's only 4 points.
That's right. Brett Kepner in the house. Bob Chandler was there talking to the folks.
That's true. With Barefoot and Taurus going at it neck and neck here, the final event of the year is the one that's going to determine the championship. And earlier, Jerry had a very interesting conversation with the 2 drivers involved.
We're with the 2 fellas that have been chasing each other all over the country the entire season. Door handle to door handle, fender to fender. And tonight, it's worth $50,000.
Hang on, before I pan out, they're with the 2 drivers who've been neck and neck to be the winners, to be the world champions in 1990. Hey, Nickabeans, welcome. 1990, neck and neck to be the champions. What trucks are they driving? Someone name some trucks. I want to see who we think are close to being the 1990s champs, because I haven't watched this yet, but I know it's a surprise. Adam at X67 says Taurus and Barefoot. Right now, like, the brain of most people goes, oh, probably Bigfoot. Like, that's usually one, or Gravedigger, right? Yeah, exactly. See, Nickabeans is guessing Gravedigger. I will say, Adam NX67's got it. We got Fred Schaefer and Barefoot. And over on the other side, a rare on-screen appearance of Jackie Willman Sr. Jack Willman Jr., to me, made Taurus really, truly famous later on. But this is his dad, Jack Willman Sr., driving Taurus.
Jack Willman, how's it going to go?
Tonight I've been waiting for about a year now. And it's all going to come down to tonight. We're
Look at the hair on Jack Willman Sr.
You really want Adam, don't you?
I want him. I've been waiting a year for this.
These guys hate each other.
Well, I think if he wants it so bad, why should we even qualify? Let's just match up the first round right off the bat and don't even worry about the qualifying, and we'll see who puts who on the trailer.
Hey, I took this lead over with 11-point winning streak. 11 wins in a row. And I'm going to show him tonight what Barefoot's made out of.
How about it, Ford?
Half of them 11 wins where he had to run 3 trucks in a race, and there wasn't none of them competitors for him. But I sure in the heck wasn't there.
He was at 5 of those races. He don't remember that.
It's going to
These guys are so petty and shitty with each other. Oh, I love it. He was at the races. He just doesn't remember. I love Fred Schaefer. Yeah, Fred Schaefer looks like he hates Fred Schaefer. A lot of people hated Fred Schaefer at the time. The angry Perry face. Yeah, boy, Jack Willman Sr. Looks like he should be playing the angry, repressive reverend in a horror movie. Fred Schaefer, on the other hand, boy, I mean, both of these guys had incredible trucks at this era, and they pissed off a lot of teams because they were some of the earliest to do things like tube frames. They were some of the earliest to like really cut their weight down. Yeah, he could totally be a mafia. He looks like he'd be the evil investor trying to shut down the Muppet Theater.
be intense. We're going to find out on the track in just a few moments.
Yeah, cosplaying as Hank Snow.
on horizon in Chicago. We're just about ready to start qualifying of the monster truck.
Jerry, Rob Morris out of Fort Worth, Texas, and the four-wheel Crazy Ford will be first man up on this very unusual circular course.
Four-wheel Crazy. Oh, this is Chicago-style course. Let's go. This is where the name comes from.
Both the front wheels and the rear wheel.
It's a brand new type of course that's never been tried before, and it actually means there they have to take, look at this.
Uncle Deadly reference. Hell yeah.
They have to take one hand off the steering wheel to operate the toggle switch to steer the rear. You can see going around the turns that it is easy to get up on two wheels because these hard left-hand turns are so tight. Rob Morris with an alarm sign.
So for Mr. Rain, for the different brands that got in on this sport, so Barefoot here is a Chevy. It's a lot of Chevys and Fords. It was very like American made was big for these guys. There was an early version of the Casper truck was a Toyota. And I know there's been some Jeeps over the years. Yeah, a lot of different varieties. But mostly it was Ford. Yeah, Mopar Magic. There was Mopar, but there was a lot of Ford and Chevys. Most of the big sponsorships that came through were smaller brands within auto. Wow, look at this. Evil Force, Ray Pierkowski. What a name. Yeah, so yeah, Pony Express. It's interesting to note here the track they're running, this circle style track. This became very popular for smaller indoor. Whoa, he almost put it over. This became really popular for smaller venues because you could have the mud run track in the middle, like you're seeing there. And it made the races a little bit longer in a small venue. Rather than just a double straight shot over one set of cars, they would have to do, a lap and a half essentially. Would have been Tow Express. It would have been Tow Mater. Yeah, there it is. That or Tow Mater. I know there was a truck called Big Toe. I always thought that was pretty funny. Like, that's at least a double pun. Yeah, our minds went to the same thing. Towasaurus Rex was always a favorite. A First Blood, Rob Fuchs. Wow, that thing had some takeoff off the line. Holy cow. And if he can... Now let's talk about this old era of monster trucks. You see how they've got their heads out the window? Jim Kramer was the person who was initially doing that, and everyone kind of followed suit. They don't have to do it now because with the tube frame trucks, they actually, most of their driving, they're not looking out the window. They're looking under the hood straight through the tubes because that kind of shows them where they're going. But here they had actual truck frames. They couldn't see out the bottom. There was a floor. So the hood was too high. They couldn't see where they were going. So they would lean out the window to watch to make sure their tires were lined up. Which, of course, is a very violent way to ride. Okay, here we go. Jack Woolman Sr. in the Taurus. This truck was revolutionary in this era. It was so fast. It on longer courses, you could really see it like put the pedal to the metal. I mean, even here, you're watching the speed he's getting over those cars. Some of these other trucks are getting more air, but he's keeping that forward momentum the whole time, and it's just he has a better suspension. So, okay, that sounds silly, but I know about Bigfoot and obviously Monster Jam being a young man from this generation. Long story short, what actually happened to a lot of these trucks over the years. So, and here we go. There's John Pyatt and Bigfoot. Say his name and he appears. Man, Bigfoot was great in this era too, but he wasn't a front runner. So when we think about Monster Jam today and how we don't see Bigfoot, essentially what it came down to is Monster Jam was purchased by Clear Channel, and they kind of stepped in and said, like, we're going to own everything. We want at least partial rights to all the trucks that run here so that we can merchandise everything on our own. And moreover, they wanted 100% control of filming at their events, which was a big problem for Bigfoot because Bob Chandler, and this will surprise a lot of people, Bob Chandler never really liked the way monster trucks were portrayed. He didn't like how, he didn't want to do a car crush the first time because he thought that it was destructive and it wasn't like a good image for these big trucks, that it seemed wasteful. And wow, now this truck's killing it too. Is that the Ecology Eliminator? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Um, he didn't like how they were portrayed, and a big thing for him always was safety, because early on, before they had a lot of the safety measures in, like remote ignition interrupters and a lot of the roll cages and those kinds of things, they had people getting hurt and people dying because of these monster trucks. The things would crash into the stands. Drivers would get killed. It was a dangerous sport early on. And Bob Chandler filmed with little handy cams every event Bigfoot was ever at, so that he could study the footage after to try to keep making things safer, really is what it amounted to. Yeah, Bad Medicine in 91 in New York. The same truck that was Bad Medicine years later in Mexico had a bad accident that killed a bunch of people. That was like not long ago, maybe a decade ago. Yeah, Bad Medicine was a cursed truck. Um, but he would film everything to try to make things safe. And when Clear Channel said, you can't film anything, you can have our cameras. And he told them, well, you don't film what I need. You're filming for TV. You're not going to get the views of what's happening with the truck. They said, tough. And he said, all right, well, I'll walk. So he left on his own. And now you see Bigfoot with the Hot Wheels tour, which is a whole separate thing from Monster Jam. A very different product, but very in line with what Bob Chandler always liked. Kids entertainment, replicable, not destroying trucks just for the heck of it. That's right. It was Carolina Crusher 2. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Paul Schaefer in Mud Patrol. What a run. 1.94 seconds? Are you kidding me? I'm so glad that there's mud bogging on here. Like, we could skip ahead, but there's going to be some familiar names in here because a lot of these mud boggers went on to drive monster trucks later on. And in fact, we just saw Mud Patrol later gave birth to Monster Patrol, which was the truck that made Tom Mintz of Max D, Maximum Destruction fame, famous. Oh, look at this thing. Come on. Come on. So, one of the things they probably explained I likely talked over with these mud runs that you're seeing, they get on the brakes as soon as they're across the finish line. And that's because they have a very short distance that they have to stop before they get across, before they there's like a line set up. If they cross it, they're DQ'd. Yes, Tom Mintz did get a start in mud racing, and I believe he is running here at this event. That was a great run. A lot of these mud boggers, when I was a kid in Greenfield, Massachusetts, there was a mud bog event where we had the monster truck Wildfire came, and then it was just a bunch of mud boggers all day. And a lot of these same mud racers that we're seeing here were at my county fairgrounds. It was amazing. Hey, Mr. Ben says, man, this seems like hell on the neck. Oh, that takeoff and then that stop, it's got to be terrible. And that's coming from a pro wrestler. Look at the mud on this guy's face that got through his helmet. These things are so weird. They look like no other vehicle. They're just so like, they're such Franken vehicles. Like you wouldn't really call them a truck. They're not a Jeep. They're not a car. Like they're just so unique. Yeah, they're a little bit like dragsters, but they're like dragsters in a horror movie or something. They're like dragsters if they were designed like to be in like a scary cartoon.
There's a lot of tire spin out there, but you actually drove it against the brakes down at the finish line. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, I did.
Well, it worked because you stopped at plenty of time, but it was under power at the finish line.
It was under power at finish line, and I tried to be conservative to get into Ford 9.
I think that 195, the way the starting line is, might hold for the shootout.
Mr. Man, these are called mud boggers, or mud racers. They would later be called. A little while later, they were called sand racers because they would do sand tracks that were the same as these mud tracks, and they would call them sand drags instead of mud bogs.
Completely sideways, and Ken Crump manages to get it stopped inbound. You know, Jerry, we have not seen a
Boy, these things take off like they got rockets strapped to them.
These guys have to stop within 80 feet after going through this 80-foot mud pit. But right now, it seems like the biggest chore is just getting to the finish.
There it was. They have 80 feet to stop after the finish line, and the entire track is 80 feet long. That's the number there.
But they're still ranked in the top 8 in the World Championship. Ron Smith from Michigan in the supercharged 1948 Fiat.
Great run. And he gets it stopped.
That's the first driver we've seen.
When I was a kid, I was not nearly as impressed with these as I am now. This is insane.
Chevrolet and a Fiat Topolino. Rough ride, 2.12 seconds. And also, Jerry, we haven't seen anybody yet come near that new national lap time record of 1.72 seconds set during preliminaries by the American-made entry.
Well, here's a crowd favorite.
We'll watch a couple more mud racers, and then I'm going to skip ahead to the monster trucks. See, Adam NX6. Oh, he almost hit the stop line. Look at that. Let's see that.
Run now. Mark Waitrose, a great run. He slides. Can he stop? Oh, is that close?
Wow.
Look how close.
Oh.
4 inches from the mark. 4 inches from the mark. Mark Waitrose gets it.
Let's see. Adam X67 says, I've noticed that mud racing and tractor pulling has lost a bit of popularity the last couple decades, which sucks because they're fun to watch. Yeah, they had truck pulls at my county fair last year and this year. I didn't even go this year, and the year before when I did go, it was not great. Guys on three-wheelers and quads going through the mud. I remember that. They would also have the foot races. They would let people from the crowd come down and do a run through the mud if they were willing. Now, with everyone with cell phones in their pockets, they'd never do it. Here we go. Super Trooper. This was a big name.
Tom Martin, the Super Trooper. Brand new machine. Very similar to the Mud Patrol that he won the 1990 championship in. Let's take a look now. There's a Super Trooper, pulls to the line. Remember now, that finish line is getting very, very wet. It's going to be very difficult to stop this high-powered machine. Let's take a look now as Tom Martin rolls to the line, rolls into the staging lights. Good shot there as Tom Martin readies himself to launch off the line. Good run. Oh!
Is that a DQ?
It looks like he's going to be disqualified. Looks like he hit that line. Chris Wallace officiating at the finish line.
He's touching it.
Says it's a little bit too close. Let's take another look now. Tom Martin comes off the line.
Yeah,
Great run.
Hey, Mr. Man. Yeah, you often, when they do mud bogs live, like when you've been to the events, when I was a kid anyway, and I'm sure it's probably still like this, they have different classes of vehicles that'll take runs through the mud pit, and you'll have people with their regular trucks and Jeeps, sort of like a street legal class. Then you'll have like a slightly better class where it's vehicles that you probably could take on the road, but why would you? And they've been souped up for this kind of thing. And then you have the like unlimited class where it's a fiberglass body on a tight little frame with a dragster engine in it with these tires that where do you even find tires like that? They've got scoops built into them. Like just crazy. Yeah, see, like, if that had been the first run we watched, I would have been really impressed. But after these other runs we've been seeing, that run looked terrible. All right, let's see. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Oh, here we go. We're back to monster trucks. There we go. We got Four Wheel Crazy with Rob Morris going one-on-one, I believe, with First Blood with Rob Fuchsias. These tracks were really interesting because it was part horsepower, it was part how you could get over the cars and down the track, but it was also part driver skill because how you made those turns really, that's a close race. This is a round one, and that race was that close. But yeah, it was partly driver skill because it was about how you made those turns and straightened out. And some of that comes down to just reading the truck as you're going. Some of it comes down to, oh, did he hit the wall? He nailed the wall too, didn't he? Yeah, watch Four Wheel Crazy in your upper right-hand corner. On the brakes, and he just dunk right into the wall. Straight Jags, J-Drags, Figure 8, Chicago style. It's the best. Monster truck racing, when it's done right, is so much fun to watch. Like freestyle, obviously everyone's gonna love, but like a cool track with a great field of trucks can be really fun. Here we go. Now this should be an easy win for Bigfoot. Like we got a leafer truck here in this the tow truck versus like a late era leafer verging into tube frame with Bigfoot 4 here. Oh boy, yep. Yep. Adam and X67 says, I don't really care for freestyle anymore. I think it's a lot of fun in person. I think in person freestyle still rules. I think as far as like watching it on TV, like seeing it, on like highlights on Instagram and stuff, like it's kind of all the same. Like it's all stoppies, it's all slap wheelies, and it's all backflips. Like, and now we got the side walls. The riding the side of the tires. That's kind of it every time. All right, Jack Willman with that Taurus truck lined up. Now I believe that Fred Schaefer purposely ran his qualifying trying to get head to head with Taurus in the first round, and I think he did it. I remember hearing about this sometime. Yeah, there it is. We got the two front runners for the World Championships facing off in round one. Fred Schaefer in Barefoot and Jack Willman Sr. in Taurus. Both of these trucks now reside at the Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum in Butler, Indiana. So I got to have my picture with these two trucks not long ago. And they are there. You can go see them. I believe the museum is still free even. So if you're ever in the area, if you can make it to Butler, Indiana, I strongly recommend it. It's awesome. There's always 9 or 10 trucks on display, and they've all been cleaned up and fixed up, and it's incredible. And they rotate what trucks are on display, so it's often different ones there. This is going to be quite a round one. What is he doing? I think nearby there's a place where you can pay to drive a monster truck. I think that there is. I think you're right. There's a business down at Wildwood, New Jersey they own two monster trucks, and they have a course on a section of the beach that they own. And it's like year-round monster truck rides are available there. I still got to get down there. When I went to Wildwood last fall, it was closed because the boardwalk had been torn up and was being rebuilt. I was furious because it was a big part of why I went there.
Schaefer isn't even staged up yet. He hasn't moved. All right, here we go.
for $50,000. Good even run.
Oh, uh-oh. Fred Schaefer struggling with the turn. What is he doing?
So does Doris. Schaefer sideways loses a lot of ground, but Willman comes down hard. And they're even again at the last turn. Here they come.
Yo.
Wide. I think he's into the wall. Taurus wins.
Fred Schaefer hit the wall and swung way wide. What a mess.
All right, now let's take a look at the second half of the race. This is the going into
This
the
is
second
round
turn.
one, and these were the two front runners, and Taurus just ate Barefoot's lunch.
And this is what cost him the race because Jack Willman stayed in it.
What's happening with Barefoot here where he can't make these turns?
Last turn comes on and he hits the pedal, flies over the car, clears over the entire cars. I thought he was going to hit the wall, but he brings it to a stop. Jack Willman with Taurus takes the win.
You were busy, Jack.
Schaefer tried to play games to get Taurus, and Taurus said, bring it. That's exactly what happened.
Drove right into the wall, under power over there, and it was side by side. You didn't have an advantage at that point.
No, there was no advantage. It's really slick down here. Of course, a lot slicker than it is at the other end. Of course, I thought, you know, I was going to get the wall, and actually, I thought probably I was going to lose the race because of this.
Freddie Schaefer obviously not very happy.
Just me or Brett Kepner seemed really annoyed that Barefoot just drove by and made noise during their interview segment.
All right, Fred Schaefer going around, finishing the course.
What is going on is that Fred Schaefer is finishing the lap so that he gets a losing place in the first round. He is finishing the lap so that he officially finished the run. All he had to do was cross over his finish line, and he did. He officially crossed over the run there after hitting the wall. Now, like we said, the way it works out officially is if he had beaten you, he would...
Did it again.
All right, one more time. Had Barefoot beaten you, he would have won the world championship.
That was
outright.
awesome.
Now, you have to win the event.
Oh,
It
God.
works out officially is if he had beaten you, he would... All right, one more time. Had Barefoot
Oh,
beaten
that was
you,
awesome.
he would have won the world championship outright. Now, you have to win the event. You must go to the final and win. If you get runner-up, you'll lose the world championship by 1 point. If you win the event, you will win the world championship by 1 point. And if you didn't hear me already, you've got a certain blue Ford in the next round. You will have to race Bigfoot.
Oh, is that who I got? I didn't know who I have, but you know, I got the first two steps. I had to qualify so I could beat him, and then I had to put him away. We got through them two, now we'll worry about the next two steps. You know, all I can do is just try and hope.
Even though that was the toughest battle, like I said, this is far from over, Guy. It's still a war.
Oh, that's right. And you know, these two
It's
trucks
a long
that I
segment.
come up against, you know, they're running awful good.
It's going to be incredible. Good luck and congratulations on getting over that hurdle.
Thank you.
Final heat of the first round coming up.
There's still more first round stuff going on? Oh, AM/PM Rocket. I didn't even see he was on this.
A good even start between the two trucks coming around.
No, this is the Ecology whatever truck here. The red truck had a great first run. Up, AM/PM Rocket swung out. Yep, yeah. Oh yeah, he's up in the mud pit. Oh no.
And again, we've got a situation where the event director, Tina Kelly, will hold up the eliminator while Dale Boucher, boy, he's all crossed up. He's not anywhere right.
What a mess.
Well, Dale Boucher looks like he's going to pull right back out into the pit area and let Jim Reese finish his course.
Now that's sportsmanship, I'll tell you, because he could have actually turned that into a return.
And I'm gonna.
And because
Here we go. We got round two. Barefoot is our fast loser coming back to take on Eliminator, Taurus, and Bigfoot. So there's a chance it ends up still being Taurus Barefoot in the finals. So Fred Schaefer has a chance at redemption here. He could, you know, if he can take out Ecology Eliminator and then take out the winner of Taurus Bigfoot in the finals, he still has a shot.
We'll get back in the have the two
Let's see here.
Jim Reese and the Eliminator.
Oh, they're just moving right into the semifinals. Here we go. Barefoot, Ecology Eliminator. Eliminator, no traction on that takeoff. Okay, Fred Schaefer's starting to get the turns lined up, but boy, he's driving very conservatively here. Boy, is he still not going to take it? What is going on with Fred Schaefer at this event?
Full throttle to that kind of conservatism. You have to wonder if this course isn't getting that tricky for the higher horsepower trucks. Look at Schaefer. He's not even that far in the air. And going into the turn, the same thing you brought up earlier about his conservatism costing him the race with Taurus. Looks like it's doing the same thing
This is a 35-year-old event, and I am still shocked at the outcome. I would have never assumed that Ecology Eliminator was in the finals of the 1990 World Championships. What a turn, though. You know, I probably, again, he had such a strong run in qualifying that this shouldn't surprise me.
And he stays in the program. Well, here's Bigfoot, John Pyatt.
Jack Wellman has had the roughest road of anybody here at this event. First round, he takes on the points leader barefoot.
I believe this was one of the last years that Jack Willman Sr. ran before Jackie Willman Jr. took over.
You can see the concentration.
Bigfoot 4 racer lining up against Taurus. I believe this is Taurus 3.
First round battle we saw. They leave the line. Look at that. Probably the two best launches we've seen throughout the event.
Wow. Great takeoff. Well, Bigfoot with a pretty smooth turn. Bigfoot with a slight lead here. Can Taurus get it back? Oh, they're both. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Wow. Wow.
Jeff Morgan in the center of the track. It looks like he might have gotten clipped.
I am almost positive that our starter, he's on his feet. He's obviously okay in the center of the mud pit, but you can see that
their crew member who's in the middle of the mud pit.
He was actually run over by the Taurus Chevy.
Was someone run over?
That's the scariest situation I've ever seen in this sport.
Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the replay now.
Did they have? Taurus may have hit Bigfoot as well at the end of that course.
Yeah, that's got to be a DQ for Taurus. That wasn't even close to. Oh.
Bring out the next bear. That guy's got guts.
The bulb's all missing out of the tree. Here comes Taurus now.
All right, you see that?
He took out the starting light. That's what he ran over. Holy crap. Let's see this finish again. Yeah, I imagine they would go to a slow-mo replay. Holy crap. He swung way wide. He's kind of off the dirt, so he's got no traction to get lined back up. Look at this. Look at how close he is to whacking.
There's the bulbs flying out of the tree, and it looks like the
Holy
tree itself,
crap.
the metal part of the tree hit Jeff Morgan in the back. Like
yeah, the light tree hit the guy. Look at this.
That is just incredible. I'm almost inclined to believe that
This is why now at Monster Jam there are no people on the track ever. The only time they're on the track is when all the trucks have had their engines killed and they have to go out to clean something up. They do not let people walk on the track during the show at all. Everything's done by radios in their ears. It's because of stuff like this. And people wonder why Bigfoot was such a stickler. Bob Chandler was such a stickler about safety. You see what just happened in a race Bigfoot was in? Holy cow. Yeah, the crowd's on their feet. That was terrifying. Yeah, Bob Chandler walking off. He is pissed. He hated when stuff like that happened. Oh, they're back to the mud runners. This is always the cool down before the monster trucks come back.
Good run, can he get it stopped? And he does.
Right, managed to stop himself.
Jerry, that just brings up the fact that you pointed out earlier. There's a lot of water still down at that finish line as it hits the hot exhaust headers. 2.12 seconds. Believe it or not,
The announcers bringing it up here. Because of the monster trucks running and the way the mud runs have gone, a lot of the water from the mud pit has been pushed down toward the stopping area of the mud pit here. And it's making it harder for these trucks to stop. And you watch all that. Yeah, see there, he touched the line. You see all that steam coming off the engine? That's from the water at the end splashing up onto the exhaust.
Slippery. Watch the front wheels. It looks like Sturgeon shut off before the finish line. Well, then again, maybe he didn't. 2.121. That would have been good enough to get in the field, but he's disqualified by
Still just barely touched that line.
disqualification banner 80 feet past the finish line.
Unbelievable. Well, coming up next, Byron
I believe if Shake Me is on this, that'll be Tom Mintz driving. We might see Tom Mintz on this.
Like Byron was worried. He saw everybody else getting real close to that finish or to the disqualification line. He actually did shut the engine off early. Watch the front tires as he approaches the 80 foot. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Taurus very nearly clipped Bigfoot at the end of that last one. That was so crazy. I can't believe I've never seen that race before. Wild. Look at this thing.
Always in the top 10 with his not one but two machines at each event.
Good run.
Great run, and he stopped so fast. But yeah, look at all the steam coming off the exhaust because the water at the mud bounced up onto those exhaust pipes. Yeah, that's not smoke, that's steam. That's crazy. Imagine your engine's so hot that mud steams. Dumpy's Tea. What a name.
Jody Kelly out of North Carolina with his supercharged T Roadster.
Let's see what Jody can do now.
Wow.
That was one of the strangest runs I've ever seen. It looked at about the 60-foot mark like the rear end was 4 feet in the air there.
Bobby says he's going for a walk later. You're going for a walk? Oh, you're saying you're going for a walk later, Pair Gang. I see. There's two separate thoughts there. I understand. I'm surprised to see Bobby Gilbert able to get up and walk away at all with monster trucks on. But enjoy your walk, man. Walks are good for you. Clear the mind, good for the body. See, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit here. Okay. There we go. That's they're to the finals of the Mud Boggers. I'm not really too worried about that. I want to get back to, here we go. The Monster Truck Finals. Here we go. Bigfoot and the Eliminator. A finals that I wouldn't have seen coming. I thought it would have been Barefoot and Taurus. They were the points leaders. They were the story being told at the beginning of the episode, but they are out. They are gone. Yeah, no one expected these finals. It's got to be Bigfoot must win, right? Like, I feel like there's no way Ecology Eliminator wins, right? Here we go. Wow. 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 What a letdown of a final race. One truck with mechanical problems right at the green light, and that's it. Wow. Yeah, the final. See, and this is what happens when the races aren't fixed. Sometimes the finals aren't interesting. If you don't have a booker trying to make the card look exciting. Wow, look at his hair. There's our Mud Bog winner.
I could never believe it would turn out like it turned out, really.
It just took a matter of luck when Rob Morris crashed to get you back in, and that wrapped it up.
That did it. When the fastest loser came back in my qualifying time, that's what wrapped
Babyface
it up.
John Pyant for sure.
You had said that qualifying was going to play just as an important role as eliminations would, and you were right on.
I went for the fast qualifier, and I always do, and it paid off.
It sure did. And standing next to us, Jeff Hope and Elizabeth Williams, Miss Campbell again, bringing out your check. This one for $15,000. The large.
And there it is. Even losing points for the season, Fred Schaefer was the world champion. So Bigfoot didn't win the world championship.
Just winner's purse ever for a monster truck event or event series, that has to make it worth it for you.
Thank you
Somehow
very much,
I thought
Bert.
Taurus
It's
was
been a
champion as
long,
well.
hard battle. I'm glad it's finally over. Thank you.
In a point series in which the lead changed multiple.
As we take a look at some of the most spectacular
Yo, we got one of the Tough Tracks trucks on screen. Look at that.
racing in 1990, here's the way the point standings finished up.
The Slicks Barefoot Racer. Come on. Love those graphics. Oh, that's so sick. All right. And while I get the next video set up and ready to roll here, Barefoot was the 90 USHRA champion. Bigfoot was the 1990 TNT champion and also final TNT champion. Now, wow. Okay, now I said we were going to jump to some more like sketch stuff. Things that are not just races going on. So this is an absolute classic. This is from 1986's Return of the Monster Trucks. And I know Adam and X67 is going to know exactly what this is. Bobby Gilbert's going to be sad he missed it. But this, I hope Ryan Nickabeans are in the chat because they're going to love this. This looks like something I would make for my YouTube channel. This stars Awesome Kong 2. This is from 1986. This is his little introduction vignette in the VHS that really launched the human monster truck. This is what got me into monster trucks, was the VHS of Return of the Monster Trucks. So I give you now one of the pivotal moments in PVV lore, the Awesome Kong 2 vignette from Return of the Monster Trucks, 1986. Here we go.
We're back on the Return of the Monster Trucks. I'm Jan Gabriel along with Claude Akins, and you're looking at Brett Engelman's Michigan Ice Monster. And you can bet he's getting ready to heat up the action here in the semifinals in the Louisiana Superdome.
This is, yeah, Mr. Rain, you should be excited. Look at this truck.
Jeff Dane, a creative young man, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's a hero in his own hometown of Killeen, Texas.
Being a hero in your hometown is never easy. Here's the way it went down for me. I saw a thief with a gun jump into a car right in front of me. As he sped off, I knew there was something wrong. I jumped into my monster truck, just like any normal person would do, and gave chase.
Stop! I can run! Stop him!
The screams I had heard confirmed my suspicion. I had to stop him.
Jump right in front of me while I was gassing up.
I could see him up ahead. He pulled into a mobile home park. I had my eyes on him all the time from a distance.
Kong 2 had an Allison aircraft engine. I'm not sure. For all I know, he ran on jet fuel. I have no idea.
He was slowing down, about to pull in front of one of those mobile homes. I prayed he was alone. I had to think of something real fast. I didn't have a gun, but I did have Awesome Kong, one of the best monster trucks in the country. Finally, I saw him. He smashed out a window. He took a shot at me. I knew then I was helpless. Kong would have to do the work, and he did. The destruction was awesome. I knew the thief was either dead or real shook up. I yelled at him, "Come on, surrender, or Kong would attack again." Lucky for him, he chose to surrender. You know, being a hero is tough work. And with the ringing of gunshots still in my ears, I soon realized, after all, it was only a dream.
It's even better on the rewatch. Like, how is that better every time I see it? Oh man. Yeah, the dude came running out and just dropped the gun at his feet. There's so much to unpack there Yeah, it's so bad it's good. There's so much to unpack in that sketch. It's so ridiculous, so goofy. He was either dead or real shook up. I mean, the writing in it is incredible. And I mean, I mean, okay, hang on, hang on. I'm gonna, this like end scene here with like beefcake 80's heartthrob Steve Dane waking up from his alarm clock.
Here's Jeff.
Or Jeff, that was Jeff Dane. Steve Dane drove the truck later. Like, Cody Brooks says, let's watch it again. Everyone up to watch it again? Because I will 100% watch it again. All right, we're gonna give that another spin. It's pretty short. This entire video with the intro and outros is 2.5 minutes. So like this thing's probably like exactly 2 minutes. All right, here it is.
A creative young man, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's a hero in his own hometown of Killeen, Texas.
Being a hero in your hometown is never easy. Here's the way it went down for me. I saw a thief with a gun jump into a car right in front of me. As he sped off, I knew there was something wrong. I jumped into my monster truck, just like any normal person would do, and gave chase.
Just like any normal person would do, I jumped into my monster truck.
The screams I had heard confirmed my suspicion. I had to stop him. I could see him up ahead. He pulled into a mobile home park. I had my eyes on him all the time from a distance.
Remember, kids, don't call the cops. Call Awesome Kong
He
too.
was slowing down, about to pull in front of one of those mobile homes.
Hey, I mean,
I prayed he was alone.
ACAB, right? ACAB doesn't stand for all Awesome Kongs are bad.
I had to think of something real fast.
I mean, I guess all Kongs are bad, maybe.
But I did have Awesome Kong, one of the best monster trucks in the country.
The best monster. He doesn't even say the best monster truck in the world. He says one of the best monster trucks in the country.
I mean, I saw him. He smashed out a window. He took a shot at me. I knew then I was helpless. Kong would have to do the work. And he did.
Look at that. Not a scratch on that truck from doing that.
The destruction was awesome. I knew the thief was either dead or real shook up. I yelled at him, "Come on, surrender or Kong would attack again." Lucky for him, he chose to surrender. You know, being a hero is tough work. And with the ringing of gunshots still in my ears, I soon realized after all, it was only a dream.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Cinematic masterpiece. I mean, just outstanding. All right, I'm gonna queue up our next one. Let's see. We got time for I think one more, if I don't pick one of the really long ones. Um, do we want to? Should have won an Oscar. Let's see. I'm looking at the lengths of these. I think we could do more TN. You know what? I'm gonna make the executive decision for us. We're gonna do 1994, the Pen to Point series, Truck and Tractor Power, Lima, Ohio. That ranks up there with Sid discovering his car was a pancake. Yo, uh, classics, classic moments. Um, yeah, wow. Uh, I mean, I've seen, I've watched, I first saw that sketch when I was 2 years old. I was two when I saw that Awesome Kong sketch for the first time, and I'm still kind of blown away by it. I'm gonna pop back over to my images for just a second here. We got modern day Barefoot. We were watching the old Barefoot a little bit earlier. This is current day Barefoot. This was back in February. I just want to compare a monster truck versus the truck I drive every day. Perry for scale. Look at my little truck. All right, we're gonna jump back over to the Penda Points series. 1994, Lima, Ohio. Adam NX67, it's funny you say we could turn that into a monster truck. I'm gonna pull a picture up in just a second. But for now, here we go. There's we got truck and tractor power kicking in here.
This is Trucks and Tractor Power, featuring the best in MTRA monster truck racing. Today, from the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio, it's the Monster Truck Thunder Drags. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee, and welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power.
Gary Lee in the house.
You know, for the first time ever on this show, we will follow a points championship. It's the Penda Points Series. In fact, a 13-race schedule starting today here in Lima and ending later this year in Indianapolis. The Penda Points Series awards points for excellence and consistency. A driver receives points as he advances round by round, bonus points for the fastest qualifier, and the fastest overall run of the racing event. And of course, this is the start of a brand new season. And with each new season, we have new trucks being debuted and driver changes.
Real quick, I'm going to pop back over. Adam and X67 said we could turn that into a monster truck when we were looking at my my daily driver vehicle. And I just want to show my wife, a very talented artist, made a shirt design for me that does exactly that. That is my Volkswagen on the that's the frame of Gravedigger 2. My wife designed that. Nika Beans has seen this shirt many times in person. A great design, a great design. But because you mentioned it, I figured I better show that you're absolutely right. Could be turned into a monster truck.
And here with more on that is my colleague, Army Armstrong.
An Army Armstrong. My wife is talented. My wife is too good for the rest of my life. That's why no one meets her. Kirk Dabney.
He got out of the driver's seat. Gene Patterson, who used to be with Ford, came over to work for Van Loo. Their combination, Chrysler-powered Chevrolet truck.
Oh, interesting. This is widescreen.
Dan Runny, new kid on the block of Bob and Marilyn Chandler's operation. He'll be driving the
I was not expecting that. I'm not set up for widescreen.
He is going to be a player today. Keep an eye on this kid. He's a new kid on the block in the state.
You know what? Please hold. Let me see. I might be able to do There we go. We got widescreen. Boom.
Meanwhile, the old pro in that stables, Andy Brass, he's
like a pro.
He's with the same combination he had
Come on.
last year. Remember the name Ray Perkowski, the new kid on the block for the Dodge team. He's gone over to
Ray Pierkowski. Now, there was a Pierkowski earlier driving one of the old trucks.
He's walking around the Bigfoot operation. That's the Dodge and Ford side of it. Now, Paul Schaefer.
That's right. Dodge was a big competitor in later years.
Dan Patrick. Patrick's been in this sport for years, but this is the first time he's actually come out to run head-to-head. He'll be running
Look at
head-to-head
Samson.
Chevrolet with Schaefer and guys like
This truck is on my list. I'm trying desperately to get booked in Atlanta next year because this truck, fully restored, looking just like it is parked in front of a theme park. You don't even have to buy a ticket to go in Atlanta. It's Fun Spot Atlanta, the same place that I saw, I think it's Bigfoot 7 on the 10-foot tires, is parked at Fun Spot Orlando.
Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher. I hope you follow that because I don't want to have to go through it again. But basically what it washes out to, this is going to be a good year to watch the monster trucks on TNN.
Army, I didn't have my pen in my program. Could you repeat that again for me? Well, Army, you mentioned the fast qualifying run.
Oh, here we go. Is this...
On video replay, there is overkill, and that is the
Okay, that's not the famous crash. He kept it together.
For Kirk Dabney. Now we're going to take you back and show some highlights from round one competition. Pam Vodders.
Hey, Pam Vodders and Boogie Van. We were just talking about the Vodders family.
Kirk Dabney in the far lane, and Kirk Dabney would take that victory at 5.90. Also in round one,
These trucks, were so fast in this era. This is 1994. This is what, 30 years ago? And I mean, these things are zipping, and they do not have the safety stuff that the trucks had now. They were better than they had been. You know, we're getting into tube frame era here. Everything we've watched to this point has all been leaf spring trucks, regular truck frames built up real big. Wow. These are long courses, and they're going 5.4 seconds. That Bigfoot cruiser. Okay, now what you're seeing right there, that Bigfoot, this is the transition era Bigfoot, where it starts as the red and yellow stripes and goes into the lightning bolts. The first time I ever saw Bigfoot in person, this was the truck I saw. It was this exact truck. Here we go. We got Barefoot and Executioner. And this is still Fred Schaefer all these years later. Power Wheels Bigfoot. I got the body right here that I'm working on my own 3D printed chassis for that. We've seen this Bigfoot a few times on the stream today. We just saw Samson on the screen. This is one of the versions of Samson I'm working on my own chassis for. Overkill was on the chassis of No Problem 3 originally. I did not realize that. Monster Patrol. We saw Mud Patrol in the last video. And this was when Paul Schaefer had decided he wanted to get into monster trucks, so he moved on up. Andy Brass, one of the greats of the Bigfoot teams. And I was lucky enough to meet him a few times. Yeah, Snakebite and the devious Colt Cobras racing here today. I hope they have a Colt Cobra interview segment. Yep. Bigfoot knows. Oh, look at that. Come on. Wow. Mild upset, nothing. That's a huge upset. Monster Patrol over Bigfoot. Bigfoot had that perfect jump over the first set of cars there, where the rear tires never really left the ground, so he was always pushing forward. Watch, the rear tires kind of stay down the whole way. Look at that, kind of riding the dirt. Wow. Yeah, that now the Monster Patrol there is on a Willmans chassis. That's a Taurus chassis, which later became Maximum Destruction, and sort of the evolution of that chassis over the years. I have a great book. It's actually further back in this room. We see Kirk Dabney will be racing here. I have a book by him that's about the evolution of monster truck engineering. It's basically like a textbook. It's really big. It was gifted to me at the I'll hype them again, the International Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum in Butler, Indiana. And Dan Runte, who passed away just over the summer here, who I had the good fortune to meet just a little while ago. There he is. Yeah, Bigfoot Power Wheels was the first Bigfoot to go back from running a cantilever suspension on the rear tires. I always liked the cantilever suspension. I thought it was really unique, and we saw on Bigfoot earlier, it runs this course really well, but long term it couldn't stand up to a straight shock. Look at that! Wow! Wow, we're watching the Bigfoot trucks just get knocked right out of competition here. That left lane is running strong at this event. Yeah, and he got a really strong hole shot off the light. Hard to overcome that. Hard to overcome that.
Boy, you talk about action. Here he comes. Tell you what, Fred, the guys back in Detroit, Michigan are going to love that. They got something to brag about now.
Yeah, Army, thanks. This is a new Dodge Ram, and it's working real well for me.
And check that barefoot. Look at that barefoot right there with that paint job. If I pop us over, there I am back in February. They're still rocking that paint job on barefoot.
Where did you get him? Where'd you know you had him?
I honestly
That barefoot was my sister's favorite truck for a while.
was real busy in that cab, Army, but I looked over
It's
there.
such a cool look. I remember when they switched to that look from the original barefoot look, I was all about it. I didn't love that they made the truck red. I like when trucks picked a color and stuck with it. Okay, here we go. We got Kirk Dabney in extreme overkill. Taking on, I guess is this just regular old overkill? I thought it was extreme overkill. Taking on Colt Cobra in Snakebite. I believe this will be Gene Patterson in the Colt Cobra mask, not to break kayfabe or anything. And I'm not sure, but I believe this would have been Bigfoot 4 as the chassis on this Snakebite. Adam NX67 might be able to correct me on that. All right, here we go. There it is, that left lane coming in strong. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wild ride for Snakefoot. Might have been Bigfoot 8 at this time. It's 94, so it might you could be right. You could be right. I do know that present day Bigfoot 4 is once again Snakebite, fully refurbished, which is very cool. What a wild ride at the end for Snakebite. I was certain Overkill had it in that race. Out of Cobra Creek, Colorado, which is apparently just down the road from Parts Unknown, which, since it's a Bigfoot truck, we have to assume somehow is right next to St. Louis, Missouri. So at this point, Snakebite is the only of the Bigfoot trucks still in the field. I don't think Wildfoot is on this event. And that's crazy. Like, that's wild to see that kind of elimination happening. Solid job getting it to a stop there. Are we getting a Colt Cobra interview segment?
Right now on the top end of the track, the driver's out of the truck. He's okay. Jim Kramer's checking the rear suspension of the truck. But we're going to take you around it to show you what's unique down here. At the very end of the track, they had a bunch of poles. Well, the driver, trying to get the truck shut out, actually got into the poles. You notice a lot of axles. First of all, you okay, Cole? Ride, heck of a ride.
Yeah, it was a heck of a ride. We've been having some suspension, not problems, but we've been working on them. We knew we had to race. We had to come out. We had to give it everything we had. And going against somebody like Overkill, you saw the passes he put down earlier today.
Actually got into the poles. You know,
backing it up, see if we can get a screen grab. Did they put a name graphic up for him?
Ride, heck of a ride.
Yeah, it was a heck of a ride.
There we go. That's what we want.
We've been having some suspension, not problems, but we've been working on them. We knew we had to race. We had to come out. We had to give it everything we had. And going against somebody like Overkill, you saw the passes he put down earlier today. We knew we couldn't back out of it. I'm fine. All the safety equipment worked flawlessly. As far as we can tell, the truck's not hurt. We're going to be back next round.
Let me ask you a question. We've been watching you on the top end of the track. You are getting your neck.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, your head is really ripping around in there. Does that bother your neck at all?
No, we're beyond kayfabe. I like how he does this like it's, I guess it's supposed to be like fangs, but like when he does it with his hands, it's like claws, and snakes don't have arms, so I don't know. Sort of a precursor to the zombie thing. And oh, Andy Brass coming back as the fast loser. Bigfoot's back in the game. I got to get that fang pose as a screen grab. Yeah, okay. All right, all right.
You are getting your neck wrung every time this truck lands. I mean, your
You're
head
right.
is really
You're right.
ripping around in there. Does that bother your neck at all?
Snakes don't have necks.
How did I miss that before? You're getting your neck wrung around in there on those tough landings. Is that tough on your neck? Snakes don't have necks. Hang on. We're getting that again too.
I mean, your head is really ripping around in there. Does that bother your neck at all?
Snakes don't have necks.
Oh, what a time to be alive. God, I'm so glad I got to be a monster truck fan in the 90s as a little kid.
We'll come back with the semifinal action from Lima, Ohio. Stay with us. Gary Lee and Army Armstrong, along with a very enthusiastic crowd here at the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio. We are
Our friend at Speedway Screens, who collects vintage motorsports apparel, a great follow on Twitter, by the way, Speedway Screens, and I believe also the same name on Instagram. Shares a lot of vintage shirts from NASCAR and monster trucks and stuff. Just shared with me a suggestion for the next time we do one of these. I'm going to add it to the list. Shout out Speedway Screens. All right, continuing on. Red snake bite was always my favorite of the snake bites. For me, it's the only snake bite. In fact, I don't have it in here. At some point, we're going to do a video where we just review all of my custom monster truck designs that I've done. But I have, like with this, where I took the body off a modern Hot Wheels, I have the modern snake bite body that I designed a chassis to be very much like from this era of the Hot Wheels Bigfoots, and I put the body on that, and it's pretty sick. A little Colt Cobra inside that I 3D printed. Oh, here, now this is, come on. Come on. Yo, this is my childhood right here. To me, this was Hogan Warrior. This was Austin Rock. This was Sean Brett. Bigfoot and Snakebite. I've been doing a lot of screen grabbing, and I'm not about to stop. Come on. Get the TNN logo in there. The fangs on the front of Snakebite rule, right? The fangs, the green covers on the tires, like they just made it look so unique.
Andy Brass is going to win it big time. Now, there may have been some damage, however. That run turned in by Snakebite may not be indicative of the kind of run that he normally could do. It could be a result of that last run.
He nets a 6:11, qualified in a 5, Brass a 5:16. So you're talking some time difference here, but the story here is Andy Brass is back into this thing through the loser bracket, and the kid with no neck, he's still got it on kill in the far lane.
But 5:16 is faster than Brass qualified. And he really
Well, and Andy Brass just airing it out there. Hell of a run.
Tell me about that last race.
Well, the last one was, we just come into the run there. We knew we was going to have to run hard. We was trying to figure out who was going to be in the finals. We was looking at the times. The times have really been good on the other guys. So we knew we was going to have to push it hard, and that's what we did. We run down there. The lane's getting a little loose on us, but we think the Firestones are doing us a good job, so we're just horsepowering her on down through there.
Now it's the battle of the Schaefer boys.
Right. Our other semifinal match. We got Bigfoot going to the finals. He's either going to face Paul Schaefer in Monster Patrol or Fred Schaefer in Barefoot. It's the Battle of the Schaefers. No relation. I forgot that there was another Paul Schaefer. Like, I never think that they're both have the same name. Oh, for crying out loud, Army Armstrong. Here we go. Wow, yeah, that left lane still coming in strong. I think we've only seen one victory out of the right lane, and it was Andy Brass in the last race in Bigfoot. I mean, right next to Bigfoot Snakebite, this is maybe for me the #2 feud in monster trucks at the time was Bigfoot Barefoot. Bigfoot Barefoot was huge in the late 80's.
Amazing. The Dodge, see, it settles down real quick. The Chevrolet bounced a little bit. When it gets to the last jump, old Freddie pulled the trigger and went flying.
And look how high they were off the ground just before they got to the finish line. So
Man, those had to be some rough landings in those trucks in this era.
Just like drag racing, you really got to stay on the light.
Yeah, you do, Army. It's real bright out here in that light. You got to look at it real close. It's hard to see.
Oh, you see Magnum Force in the background. We were talking earlier about what was it that truck was called before? Because it's the same one that had all the crashes. Adam and X67. We were talking about it earlier. The one truck that like crashed into like people a bunch of times. Yeah, Bad Medicine. Oh, we got tough trucks before the finals. Let's go. I'm in to watch some tough trucks. Like, I'm gonna go over the amount of time I wanted to do this. I'm gonna eat into my workout time a little. But these summer four-wheel jamborees looked so cool when I was a kid. Look at this.
There's also a show and shine competition with prizes in more than 28 categories, plus games for the kids. To find out more about the Special Events Performance Series, call or write the Special Events Promotion Company.
Well, you know, Gary, you don't have to have
Tough trucks. Let's go.
these events. You can go back, get the old beater out of the garage, and come out and race against the clock and the man-made obstacle to find out who exactly does have the toughest truck.
Yeah, this is Stephen Bishop in his '79 Ford. I tell you, that thing's been put through the ringer a couple of times.
I like this guy. He's got the MIAPOW decal on the back that goes by the name of the Hippie.
The fans love the tough truck competition.
He is cruising. Now, at these old tracks, the way instead of a finish line, you would hit that big empty monster truck tire. It's a monster truck tire that's deflated and just sitting there. That was the finish line. So they only showed us the finals. That's all we got for tough trucks, but we're going right to the finals here. We got Bigfoot Cruiser Andy Brass taking on Fred Schaefer in Barefoot. Ford versus Dodge. St. Louis, Missouri versus, where was Fred Schaefer from? I feel like I had this. Was he Chicago?
On this thing, but he said earlier he had made some changes in order to get back to the final. Can you tell me what the changes were? Because they seem to really work.
A lot of changes just in the gearing. You know, I tried something new in my shifting habit on down the track, and it seemed to lose a little bit. You know, we got the new John.
Andy Brass's voice always weirded me out.
Shift early, let the motor lug on down through there. It's building some good horsepower, and as long as we can keep these Firestones connecting to the track.
That's right. Bigfoot 9 was the one that got trapped in Brazil in 1998 and has never come back. Such a bummer. I believe Bigfoot Power Wheels at this point was Bigfoot 10, if I'm recalling correctly. Here we go. Bigfoot versus Barefoot, the battle of the foots. Whoa. Oh. What a run for Andy Brass. Holy cow. Yes, Mr. Rain, it was kept trying to get back through customs. And the Brazilian government just kept it for no reason. And then later they just, I believe they sold it to somebody. I think someone down there has it and uses it for live events, and they've repainted it and rebranded it. Like, it was basically just stolen by their government. And I don't think it's the only one. I think there's another one somewhere else. Adam NX67 might know off the top of his head better than I do. Wow. To me, this was the story every week on Truck and Tractor Power. It was watching Bigfoot just always end up coming out on top or nearly on top.
And it's something we proved that you can't do out here in the race series now because everybody's so competitive. So we just stepped back in it. We knew what we had to
Look
do.
at this run.
Push it hard. We knew Fred was going to run hard. So like I said, that's all we could do. The John Cosby Hemi did us a good job. Like I say, Firestone's hooked up for us, and I think we did it real well today.
Unreal.
We'll have a chance to take a look now at the point standings after one of 13 events. There's Andy Brass.
That's the first of their 13 events for the summer. All right. That has been our Our first ever. There's me with USA One. That took 40 years, almost 40 years to get that picture. 38 years. I first saw USA One on TV at age 2. Finally saw the truck for real in person when I was 40 back in February. Um, but yeah, great time streaming some monster trucks with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I know that I had a good time. Um, but now I am going to I'm gonna see if we can we're gonna raid somebody. We're gonna share the love, bring some viewers over to somebody else. Who's streaming? Who do we got? All right, I think we're gonna hop over. If everyone's cool with it, we're gonna check out the sumo basho that's going on. It is the Fukuoka basho for sumo wrestling, the Fukuoka tournament, the last one of the year. I got to attend this in person in 2023 when I was wrestling in Japan, and I watch it every year when it's going on. And over on Twitch, Midnight Sumo at Midnight Sumo is streaming it live. So I'm gonna send us over to Midnight Sumo. We're gonna check out a little bit of the September, or yeah, the November Basho going on in Fukuoka, Japan. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I will be back next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday streaming again, 7:30, 8 o'clock every day. Got to update the schedule on the site here. I will see you all then. Thank you for hanging out. All right, here we go. Pop in, pop into their chat. Use some of my emotes. Let them know what's up. Show them some monster trucks. Take care, guys.